I'm Sarah, and I've been at Bethel for, I think, about 15 years. We've raised our family here, so we love Bethel. It's been a major part of our family's lives. And that life took a shift last year for my husband and I both. In a matter of 3 weeks, we both found out that we had lost our jobs. At the end of December and in the middle of COVID 2020, we found ourselves in a place where there was nothing we could do but just call out to God, reach out to Him and say, Lord, you're not surprised by this. And so we fervently prayed. We continued to find ourselves here at Bethel and finding ourselves loved by our church family, but also loved by our God, because as we began to pray, doors opened, things we had never looked at before. For instance, within 24 hours of finding out I was losing my job, I decided to go back to teaching piano lessons and had a half full studio by the start of the year. So that was just God's provision. But then in about 3 days, I continued to pray and just say, God, is this really all? Is this it? Everything that I've learned, everything that's developed in the last 23 years, you don't have a purpose for it? But God is bigger than that. I had to know He was bigger than that. He just knew I needed to get one thing started so that another thing could blossom, and that was Alegria Accessories. In the middle of the night, not sleeping and definitely just praying, having conversation with God, 2 a.m., I just heard this little voice telling me, this is where I want you to go. I want you to take what you know, and I want you to go to Honduras, where your parents have helped raise children in a children's home. And now they're grown women and they can't find jobs that are safe, that are dignified, or have anywhere close to a living wage. So they're finding themselves in destitute poverty, and then that cycle is going to continue of abandoned and orphaned children. So I went there with the intention of just finding out if they could make jewelry. And I came home with suitcases loaded with jewelry of things that they've created. They love it. They're talented at it, and it's taking off. The name Alegria means joy in Spanish, and that's exactly what we're creating, is joy. Joy for me, losing my job. Now I get to be a part of creating jobs for women that have desperately needed it in Honduras, and being a part of God's bigger story through Alegria. Knowing that, praying, submitting to God, trusting His plan and His will has been the reason why this has come about. I just want to encourage you, ladies of Bethel, if you're stuck somewhere, if you know that you're in a desert or in a wilderness and you don't know where to go, where to turn, what to do, God has not stopped seeing you. He has not forgotten you. Even at 2 a.m. in the midst of tears and prayer and just being on your knees, He's there. Listen, He is faithful.